They've just celebrated their 45th anniversary. They've sold around 40 million records worldwide, and now they're in Cardiff. Earlier, I went to speak to Uriah Heep guitarist Mick Box and asked him if he remembered the last time they played in the city.
Yeah. I think the last time was back in the 80s, But, we were glad to be back, and we can't really realise why we haven't been back earlier. But I guess, we need promoters to ask us, and they haven't asked us. So I think the last one we played was in Sophia Gardens, and I remember we had terrible floods here, and the dressing rooms were below ground, and they were all flooded out. So we had to. The gig went on, but we had to get changed in a hotel down the road, in the dry.
But obviously this is your latest tour now. How are you finding things on the road? Because the band seem to have a new lease of life at the moment, particularly with the last two releases.
Yeah, I think, I thought it would slow down, to be honest, but it's getting more and more and more. And we can't complain, because touring band's a happy band, you see lots of smiles with us on stage, Yeah, we've done a lot this year already, from Russia to Israel, went over to Florida, did a rock cruise with Alice Cooper and the Doobie Brothers, and 38 Special Blue Oyster Cult, and then we did an all-American tour, coast to coast, and the Midwest. Then we went up to Australia, New Zealand, came back, had a week off, then went to Finland, came back, had a week off, started this UK tour, and then even last weekend went to Romania in the middle of the UK tour and come back again, and then we're on a roll, yeah. And then we'll finish this UK tour next Sunday, then we go to Sardinia, then we go to Holland for a few shows, up to Germany, and it just continues, yeah.
Busy band at the moment. As you say, a happy band. I remember, I think it was Joe Elliott from Def Leppard saying you were the happiest band you toured with no egos, and it was he said you were the best band they'd ever toured with, Def Leppard. Yeah,
well, they were really great. I mean, at the time we toured with Def Leppard, we had a top 40 album in America with an album called Abominable, and that was going very well for us. But of course, Def Leppard were leaps ahead of that. The biggest thing since sliced bread in America at the time. So they were the darlings of America at the time. So they were going out selling out 10, 20,000 seaters every night, and it was a great tour to be on because there was great camaraderie there, which is not always the case with bands, funny enough. But with Def Leppard, they were probably the best band we've actually toured with, in a supporting capacity. Yeah.
And how do you look at the journey from the late 60s to here? Now, that's a fantastic journey. How do you look back over that time?
I think it's just a roller coaster through life, to be honest. You've had many ups, many downs, and many in betweens. But it's your belief, your passion for what you do that carries you through all those, and allows you to continue.
What would be some of the highs? I guess playing the Moscow Olympic Stadium in Russia, one of the first bands, or the first band, I think, to play there.
Yeah, we were the first band, but I think when you're looking at highs, I think the mere fact we're still doing it is immense in itself, But highs to me are milestones that really affected me. Like we're hearing our song "Gypsy" on the radio for the first time, and I was driving along and I nearly had a car accident with excitement. In those days, you didn't have mobile phones. You couldn't ring anyone up, or even stop at a payphone. You just enjoy the moment yourself and hope everyone else heard it. So they're milestones really. And then your first gold album, platinum, and all that sort of stuff. And of course the Russian one was momentous because we were indeed the first Western rock band to play there in December '87. We went over there when Glasnost officially invited us. Gorbachev and Reagan were over there, peace talks. No matter how that ended, I have no idea. But, we're musicians, not politicians, so we went over and played some music, and it was a great time. Yeah, because we were pioneers in a way. Because through our success in Russia, other bands could follow in our wake. And then because there were a lot of authorities there and the KGB and all those sort of things in place at that time, and of course, if we'd have gone there and messed that up, then obviously they wouldn't have allowed any others to come, and follow in our wake. But we did well, made a great impression on everyone. As I think the Scorpions followed the following year, then the Peace Festival with Motley Crue and Ozzy and Bon Jovi and everyone else, so it was great. It's good to be pioneers of rock and roll.
So another successful show on their latest UK tour for Uriah Heep at Cardiff University, and the band are promising it won't be too long before they're back here once again. This is Jeff Collins for Hello Cardiff at Cardiff University.